4 zodiac signs who act like they know everything. Have you ever been trapped in a conversation with someone who absolutely refuses to admit they might be wrong? While some people are open to learning and adapting their perspectives, others possess a staggering intellectual arrogance that makes them completely unteachable. Today, we are exploring the 4 zodiac signs who constantly act like they know absolutely everything. Is your sign on this list? Let's find out. Number 4, Sagittarius. Preaching their own fiercely independent philosophical worldview as the undisputed, absolute truth makes debating them an incredibly exhausting experience. They possess a wildly expansive, deeply curious mind that constantly absorbs massive amounts of global information. However, they rapidly synthesize this data into an incredibly rigid, heavily defended personal doctrine. They do not just share their opinions, they aggressively evangelize them from a towering moral high ground. If you dare to introduce a conflicting perspective, they will immediately dismiss your logic as fundamentally narrow-minded. They are entirely convinced they possess a vastly superior, deeply enlightened understanding of the entire universe that you simply cannot comprehend yet. Number 3, Virgo. Backing up their relentless perfectionism with meticulously organized, utterly flawless data, effectively renders them intellectually invincible in any argument. They naturally operate with a highly analytical framework that automatically dissects every single situation into incredibly manageable, heavily critiqued parts. Before you even attempt to introduce a new concept, they have already thoroughly researched the topic, identified all potential flaws, and formulated the absolute most efficient solution. They dismiss alternative ideas not out of malice, but because they have genuine, undeniable proof that their specific methodology is objectively superior. This massive accumulation of precise facts completely blinds them to the validity of any messy, emotional reasoning. Number 2, Capricorn. Operating with a deeply ingrained assumption of ultimate authority makes them entirely unshakable when challenged by differing perspectives. They constantly view themselves as the smartest, most exceptionally capable person in absolutely any room. This incredibly dense arrogance does not stem from foolish vanity, but from a lifelong dedication to mastering heavily structured, incredibly demanding environments. They genuinely believe that listening to unproven, chaotic suggestions from less disciplined individuals will instantly derail their carefully calculated progress. They will stare at you with cold, unwavering condescension, silently waiting for you to finish speaking so they can immediately proceed with their original, vastly superior plan entirely uninterrupted forever. Number 1, Aquarius. Projecting an incredibly detached, profoundly brilliant intellect naturally breeds a remarkably intimidating internal God complex. They function with a highly rational, heavily objective perspective that casually looks down upon the remarkably messy, highly emotional logic utilized by absolutely everyone else. Because their minds naturally operate decades ahead of current societal trends, they genuinely believe ordinary advice is completely useless. They will fiercely debate you simply for intellectual sport, easily dismantling your flawed arguments with brutal, surgical precision. You can never convince them to change their mind because they are fundamentally certain that their visionary, highly progressive intellect operates on an entirely different, unreachable evolutionary plane. Conclusion. Interacting with highly rigid minds requires establishing firm boundaries and protecting your own intellectual peace. Let me know your sign and thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the updates.